Now, some people ask when we're verifying identities, well, why can't we just solve the equation like we've done before? What's the difference about solving an equation and verifying an identity? Well, when we're solving an equation, we assume that we have a true statement to begin with, because that yields to a solution. However, when we're verifying an identity, we can't assume that the initial identity is true. So therefore, we have to verify an identity rather than solve for an identity or solve the equation. So what do you want to do on this one? Do you remember what our initial strategy is? Well, the initial strategy is to try to reduce or deal with the more complicated side. And the more complicated side is obviously my left side. And I can also see that I have a summation of two terms. So somewhere down the road, I'm going to kind of have to combine those two terms into one statement somehow. All right, I see sines and cosines. Secant, I know, is over here. Secant tells me that it's a cosine involved. Tangent, let's see if I get rid of tangent first. So let's rewrite it as sine of x. Tangent of x is sine x over cosine x plus cosine x. And I'm just going to kind of work with the left side. All right. Let's go ahead and make this sine squared x over cosine x plus cosine. So I'm not doing a lot of different hard stuff. I'm just making sure I go one step at a time. From here, I want to add these. So I think if I add these together somehow, I might be able to go somewhere with this, but I can't add them because they're unlike denominators right now. So let's find a clever version of one by multiplying this one by a cosine x over cosine x. All right. Doing that then will provide a sine squared of x over cosine plus cosine squared over cosine. I now can combine these like terms, or combine these fractions because they're over the common cosine. So then it becomes sine squared x plus cosine squared x all over cosine x. All right. Sometimes you just have to look back and forth and try to figure out where can you go next. And maybe you go down the wrong road. That's all right. Just back it up and try again. Oh, sine squared x plus cosine squared of x. That's just 1. So this becomes 1 over cosine of x. And 1 over cosine of x, that's a reciprocal to secant of x. So I made it all the way back down the secant of cosine, cosecant, secant of x. And therefore I verified that identity. If I walk backwards one step, I did not make a step. This is true, this is true, this is true, that's true, that's true. Therefore my initial statement must be true. Identity verified.